When Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, stepped into the electric atmosphere of the NBA All-Star Game at the Intuit Dome in California, it wasn't just another celebrity sighting, but a moment that captured the life they have built on their own terms, far away from palace walls and rigid expectations. The arena pulsing with music, lights, and the roar of thousands of fans. Yet, when cameras caught them courtside, there was a visible shift in energy, as if global royalty and California celebrity culture had merged into one dazzling scene. And what stood out most was not status, but ease, because they looked completely relaxed in a way that spoke louder than any speech. Meghan, radiant in a refined yet effortless navy ensemble that balanced elegance with warmth, while Harry embodied the laid-back California spirit in a casual black outfit and cap. Both leaning toward each other, smiling easily, whispering during the game, like any couple savoring a date night. Their body language full of affection and quiet understanding. Observers noting how natural they seemed, as Meghan rested her hand gently on Harry's arm, laughing at something he said, while he responded with playful protectiveness and boyish excitement whenever the crowd erupted. Social media reactions pouring in instantly, with fans describing them as glowing, happy, and completely in their element. The game itself, a spectacular celebration of basketball excellence and cultural influence. But again and again, the cameras returned to them because their presence fascinated the audience. Throughout the evening, they interacted warmly with those around them, greeting fellow attendees and athletes with hugs and animated conversations rather than formal gestures. Meghan leaning forward enthusiastically during thrilling plays, clapping and cheering, while Harry nodded and joked with nearby guests. Photographers capturing countless moments of her throwing her head back in laughter and him pointing toward the court mid-conversation. Flashbulbs sparkling like tiny fireworks, yet instead of appearing overwhelmed, they seemed energized by the excitement, smiling toward the cameras with relaxed confidence. The contrast to their former royal life unmistakable, because here there was no stiffness or visible tension, only warmth, spontaneity, and unmistakable joy. Fans inside the arena cheering when they appeared on the big screen, waving and lifting phones to capture the moment, while online clips circulated showing Meghan applauding spectacular dunks and Harry reacting with infectious delight. Between plays, they chatted with guests seated nearby, leaning in to hear over the booming music, Meghan's expressive gestures drawing smiles, while Harry's easy humor created camaraderie. It felt less like distant figures observing, and more like two people fully immersed in the shared experience of the night. The outing coming just after a romantic Valentine's period, which added to the sense of happiness surrounding them. As the game intensified, every slam dunk and three-pointer sending waves of excitement through the arena, and they responded with the same enthusiasm as everyone else, rising from their seats, cheering and laughing together. At one point, Meghan leaned close to Harry to say something that made him burst into laughter, his face lighting up in a way that became one of the defining images of the night. Their presence underscoring how deeply they have embraced California life, no longer visitors, but participants in its cultural heartbeat, attending major events, mingling freely, sharing spontaneous moments with fans. By the time the final buzzer sounded, the evening had become more than a game, but a celebration of reinvention, resilience, and joy, as they prepared to leave, still smiling and chatting, carrying the energy of the night with them. An image lingering of two people who chose love, peace, and authenticity, sitting courtside with nothing weighing them down, looking not like figures bound by duty, but like a couple completely free. As the night unfolded further, the atmosphere around Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, seemed to glow with a warmth that extended beyond celebrity fascination into something deeply human and inspiring. People who interacted with them later described how present they were in every conversation, maintaining eye contact, listening attentively, and responding with genuine interest rather than polite formality. Meghan's natural warmth shining especially brightly as she greeted familiar faces with enthusiastic affection and newcomers with welcoming kindness, while Harry's relaxed charm made everyone around him feel instantly at ease. They shared animated discussions with guests from the worlds of sports, entertainment, and philanthropy, occasionally pausing to react to the action on the court before resuming conversations filled with laughter. The flashing cameras never stopped, yet they navigated the attention with grace, acknowledging photographers with friendly smiles and waves without letting it interrupt their enjoyment. Nearby attendees noted how often they exchanged private glances and small affectionate gestures, subtle reminders of their closeness amid the spectacle. When the arena lights dimmed for halftime performances, they leaned toward each other, talking softly as if in their own peaceful bubble, despite the noise around them. Fans seated within view later shared online how refreshing it was to see them so relaxed, describing Meghan's radiant smile and Harry's playful reactions as proof of how happy they are in their California chapter. Their interactions extended to arena staff and security, whom they thanked warmly, demonstrating the same courtesy regardless of status. At one point, they were seen applauding young performers with genuine enthusiasm, Meghan placing her hand over her heart in appreciation, while Harry nodded proudly. The sense of freedom surrounding them felt almost symbolic, as though this night represented everything they had fought to protect, including their peace, their family life, and their ability to simply exist without constant scrutiny. As the game entered its final moments, the excitement reached a peak, and they joined the standing crowd, cheering, clapping, and celebrating the players' performances. When the final buzzer echoed through the arena, they lingered instead of rushing out, savoring the atmosphere, exchanging goodbyes with those around them, and posing for a few final photos. Harry guiding Meghan gently through the crowd with a protective hand at her back, both still smiling as if reluctant for the night to end. Outside the arena, the California air carried a sense of calm after the intensity inside, and they stepped into it looking content and unburdened. Witnesses described the scene as a picture of happiness earned rather than inherited. Two people who had stepped away from a life of constraint and found something brighter on the other side. The images from that evening continuing to circulate as symbols of joy, authenticity, and partnership. For supporters, it was a powerful reminder that sometimes choosing your own path leads to a life that looks lighter, more genuine, and filled with moments like this one, where laughter comes easily, love is visible, and freedom shines through every smile. And in that unforgettable California night of music, lights, and celebration, Prince Harry and Meghan did more than attend a basketball event because they embodied the beauty of a new beginning, showing the world what it looks like when two people are not just surviving, but truly living. As they made their way through the corridors behind the scenes, they paused repeatedly to greet event organizers and longtime acquaintances from their California network, exchanging warm hugs and heartfelt words of appreciation for the evening. Meghan complimenting the event staff on the organization and energy, while Harry joked lightly about the intensity of the game and how much he had enjoyed the atmosphere. Those brief interactions leaving lasting impressions because they felt sincere rather than obligatory, even in fleeting moments. Encounters they projected gratitude and kindness that resonated long after they moved on. Several attendees later remarked on how approachable they were, noting that despite the global attention surrounding them, they behaved like a couple simply enjoying a night out together. The buzz on social media continued to grow, with clips of their reactions circulating widely, fans praising the authenticity of their joy and the tenderness of their connection. Some pointed out how often Harry looked toward Meghan during exciting moments, as if sharing the experience with her made it more meaningful, while others highlighted the way she beamed whenever he laughed, creating a visible loop of happiness between them. Analysts of body language even commented that their posture reflected comfort and unity, shoulders angled toward each other, knees turned inward, a subtle but telling sign of closeness. As they exited into the waiting area outside the arena, a small group of fans caught sight of them and called out greetings, which they acknowledged with waves and appreciative smiles, Meghan mouthing "thank you," while Harry offered a cheerful nod. Security maintained a respectful distance, allowing them to savor the final moments of the night without pressure. Their vehicle arriving quietly, yet neither seemed in a hurry to leave, lingering for a few seconds to take in the cool evening air and the fading echoes of the crowd behind them. It was a pause that felt symbolic, as if they were absorbing the joy of the experience before returning to private life. Observers later described that final image as cinematic, the bright lights of the arena glowing behind them as they stood side by side, relaxed, happy, and completely at peace. In many ways, the evening encapsulated their journey, from constrained roles to self-directed lives, defined by purpose, love, and authenticity. California has become more than just a residence for them. It is a sanctuary where they can participate in public life without losing their sense of self. And this event illustrated that balance beautifully. The laughter, the ease, the affectionate gestures, and the genuine engagement with everyone around them painted a portrait of a couple flourishing in freedom. Long after the game ended, the conversation about their appearance continued because it resonated on an emotional level beyond celebrity culture, reminding people that happiness is most powerful when it is real and shared openly. And as the night faded into memory, it left behind an enduring impression of two people who have found their rhythm together, walking forward hand in hand into a future that looks bright, unburdened, and entirely their own.